Hello, and welcome to this recorded healing session with the planetary energy Jupiter. So, today I was approached by Jupiter, and which, it's more of an energy source, but he is a bit more on the masculine side as I feel him. He said he wanted to send something through for this collective to help with some wounding regarding money issues and abundance and wealth flow and prosperity, an expansion, that sort of thing. So, for those of you who know, Jupiter is also associated with Zeus. And sorry, I'm having some other planetary energies kind of coming through as I am channeling Jupiter. I might end up doing some sessions for them afterwards. Um, yeah, so for Jupiter, he wants to focus on the feeling of expansion that is entering this collective's life, or lives. And it's funny that I made that mistake. It's almost like we're on this collective journey, if you will, and that's kind of how he's referring to it as. So, for this meditation, do make sure you're just in a quiet space where you're not going to be interrupted by someone asking you to do something or needing something from you. Just make sure you can dedicate a little bit of time to this practice. It shouldn't take very long, but you're going to find the effects are quite transformative and expansive. So, Jupiter is showing me an egg. I guess we're just getting right into it. And he's kind of laughing. So he says, "As you can see, dear spirit, this egg is very much like your soul. It holds great potential within it. And yet, when you step outside the comfort of your eggshell, it is very scary because you do not know yet whether your egg is to be cooked or to be hatched." And so he's showing me this image of a person. I'm sorry, he's got this really funny energy to him. And I don't know if maybe this collective feels like laughing or there's just like this nervous fear or nervous laughter coming through, maybe anxiety. I'm not sure what, but it is definitely being released as laughter for right now. Anyway, he is showing me the egg about to be cooked. And I hear him saying, like, "you're cooked," kind of as a joke. Um, but what a lot of you don't realize is before you hit this pan, I see when the egg cracks open, it's actually a little chick. So this is not an egg to be cooked, but this is an egg to be hatched. So he says you need to shift your perspective because you're preparing yourself to be cooked, like into an omelet or a pancake or like some confectionery dessert. I don't know what, but he's like, you're preparing yourself to be eaten up by other people, and you need to stop doing this. Um, he says you have to look at your birthing process not as something destructive to make you usable for other people, but your birthing process is for your creation to be born. You might be nurturing a project at this time, he's saying. You might be harboring some large energies inside of you or some creativity that like doesn't know where to go. And he says all that you have to do is relax into this flow. He says, behold, the chick is born knowing which direction it needs to walk. It is born knowing how to fly. That does not mean it can fly right away. It needs to let its, he's showing me like a very wet chick. So the chick is born knowing it needs to let its wings dry and expand before they can support the weight of it. But the chick is born fully knowing how to fly. So he says, you have to also trust, dear spirit, that your soul is capable of knowing how to fly. You have to allow yourself to break through the eggshell of fear and move into the circle of trust. You have to move into this environment where there are other chicks like you that are born like you, that are being born like you. You need to surround yourself with these like-minded chicks because your egg was not picked to be cooked by a human. He's laughing. He says, your egg was picked to be born into a nurturing and loving family. And he's showing me now this young farm girl who is like carefully rearing this chick, and she's petting it and she's showing it so much love and affection, and like this is a family chick. Actually, I see it kind of now becoming a rooster. And so he's saying, you even thought that your purpose, even if you were to be born, was and survive that, was to make things for other people. You thought that your purpose was to be spiritually fulfilling for other people. You thought you made things to be consumed by others, and your only use lay in the fact he's laughing. Lay, like chicks lay, hens lay. He says, your only purpose, you thought, lay in the fact that you could lay things for others. He says, but you are a rooster. And he's showing me now a rooster. It's like a red rooster. He's got that little throat or kind of head thing, the little red wiggly bits. And he's showing me this rooster is like crowing at the crack of dawn and is irritating the heck out of some people around that are like, this stupid rooster will not shut up. Jupiter is also laughing and he's like, notice how people seem to hate this rooster and yet don't get rid of the rooster either. He says, because the rooster is useful. The rooster is in tune with his natural rhythms. He knows how to be useful to society. He knows how to be useful to himself. He reaches inside to his internal clock and he hums to the beat of his own metronome. It doesn't matter that the noise he is making annoys some people. What matters to him is that he is being authentic to who his soul calls him to be. And he's also showing me this rooster kind of going around and having like his pick of the hens, if you will. I'll just keep it like very PG, but he's saying, see how this rooster's ideas and his nature is useful for helping other people to create things of value. So he says this rooster is performing an important function whereby he helps regulate other souls based on his own natural rhythm, not by accommodating them, but actually by like disaccommodating them. And Jupiter's laughing again. He says, by being annoying, you are actually helping to regulate other people. This is an important job. In fact, it is such an important job that people actually pay others to do this task for them. And I see some people who are like very wealthy paying employees to wake them up at certain times, or I see like the watch and time systems, alarm clocks being invented to keep time, to wake people up at a certain time. And he's saying, you like the rooster need to wake people up. This is important for you. If you'd never left your little egg, how could you be expected to wake people up? This is an important job. And as annoying as it is, both to other people and yourself sometimes, um, this is important work. And while many people may not thank the rooster for doing what he does, no one can deny the rooster's consistency, the rooster's benefits. Even if you place the rooster a large distance away from the house, you can still hear his piercing cry through the air all seasons of the year, he says. He says, the farmer is able to grow and nurture his crops by the beating of this rooster's drum. The chicks are able to hatch because of the beating of this rooster's drum. The hens are able to lay eggs and that are fertilized to bring life into the world by the beating of this rooster's drum. So Jupiter is really emphasizing here the importance of the rooster. And there are other words for roosters. He is, joking about one of those right now. But there is an importance for this aspect of masculine energy, of pursuing what you desire, of embracing the natural inner masculine of yourself, to establish rhythms, to set drum beats, to set patterns and routines. He says, being so bold as to break the mold is an important quality in today's society. He says, you need to walk out like the rooster that you are and not be afraid to show up to your pen and tell everyone who's boss. He says you don't usually see a lot of roosters on the same property. So when you look around, you may think that you're alone, or you may think that you're weird or different. He says, but the rooster is performing an important function just like you are. You need to embrace the cracking open of your egg. You need to embrace the nurturing of you through childhood until you become this fully fledged rooster in yourself, until you can regulate yourself and your environment and your surroundings by the metronome of your own rhythm. He says, I hope this analogy teaches you the power of expansion. He says, do not crack your egg out into the open to be wasted on the ground or to be fried up and eaten out of a frying pan. He says your egg is to be cracked to bring life, to bring creation, to bring you into this world. Do not waste the beautiful, expansive gift that your energy is to this world collective. Do not waste the time that you have on this planet. You are destined for so much more than you know, but how can you possibly ever know if you stay inside your shell and do not let us crack you open? Please work with me, work with my expansive energy to help you embrace this period of loneliness, these trials and these difficulties. Of course, you hurt right now. Of course, your life feels painful and difficult and scary. You are being let out of a cage that you have allowed yourself to stay in your whole life. Every time you thought you escaped the cage, behold, there was another and another and another, because the shell healed before you could ever fully crack it open. But I'm here now to help you fully crack your shell and fully step into the power of alignment that you have for yourself. So please, dear listener, please embrace your power of expansion. And when you do, you will find grace and abundance and ease and prosperity and so many good things flowing to you effortlessly. But they cannot flow to you if you stay locked up within your shell. So allow me, dear listener, to crack it for you. And only do not scream so much as I gently crack you into my hand, because behold, you are a living chick, not an egg to be eaten up of other people. Wow, that's a really powerful message from Jupiter. Um, I've never really had him step forward quite so honestly and vigorously before now. So this was really an amazing experience to be able to channel him for you and for this collective here. I'm sure this is reaching the people it needs to reach, and I am so excited for the people's lives that are going to expand as a result of hearing this message, because I know even just channeling it, I can feel how big this energy is, and it feels, excuse me, had a burp there, confirmation burp as I call them. Um, it just feels really expansive. It feels like I can do anything just holding and feeling this energy, and it makes me feel really supported. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Please give a like and subscribe for more things like this if you enjoyed. I will continue my journey through the various pantheons and planetary energies and that sort of thing to channel their messages of divine guidance and wisdom for you, because it is my absolute pleasure to be your connection with the divine and to help empower you to embrace your own spiritual gifts so that you too can bring out messages like this for yourself anytime that you need to tap into that guidance, because I believe you are completely able to do that as well with a little bit of practice. Sending you so much love, light, and gratitude for your shadows, and have a wonderful rest of your day.